I'm here with top Las Vegas DUI defense lawyer Michael Becker. And Mike, I want to talk to you today about this no driving defense in DUI cases. And most DUI cases, the person gets pulled over, the cop sees them driving, there's really no question. But we've actually had a lot of cases here in the Las Vegas area where a person gets arrested and they really weren't even driving. Can you tell us about that?
I can. A classic situation would be someone goes out to the casino, maybe a club, they're drinking, and at some point in time they realize that they've had too much to drink. They walk out to their car with the intention of simply sleeping it off, get into their car. Sometimes they recline in the front seat or sleep in the back seat. But
and sometimes the weather's bad, like very cold in January. They put the ignition on to to generate some heat.
Or in the summer to put on the air conditioning. But they have absolutely no intention of driving from the location. But someone may have seen them walking to their car, and we get these situations where somebody calls Metro because they see someone walking to their car and they believe that that person may in fact be driving. Metro responds to these calls. They find the person asleep in the vehicle, and surprisingly, Metro often makes arrests in these cases.
And the irony is a person was doing the right thing by sleeping it off, by not driving, yet they get arrested.
And that's the reasonable position, and that's what we argue to prosecutors, that they shouldn't be punishing our client for doing the right thing. And let
me just ask you, though, in terms of the technicality of the law. I mean, obviously, if you're not driving, then you're not drunk driving. You're not DUI, right?
That's correct.
So, I mean, let's say if you're in the back seat, there should be no question. But sometimes the law is a little bit ambiguous if you're in the driver's seat and let's say you have the ignition on, maybe just, for heat or air conditioning. You're not driving, you haven't moved the car, but you're sort of in control of the car and the ignition is on. I mean, what is the rule in that situation?
Well, there is case law in Nevada that gives a number of factors that the courts are going to consider to determine whether or not you actually had control of the vehicle. And they will look at things like, were your keys in the ignition? Was the engine on? Was the car in drive or park or neutral? Does it appear, was the hood of the engine hot? Because if the hood is hot and it suggests, when the officer arrives, sometimes he doesn't know if you walked from the casino to your car or if you had just arrived and parked at the casino coming from someplace else. So there are a lot of factors that the court will look at in trying to determine whether there was actual driving. And that's why you really need a strong advocate that can argue your cause and try to convince the prosecutor and or the judge that you were not either driving the car or in the process of being about to drive the car, or you hadn't driven to the location where you were found asleep behind the wheel.
And in these no driving situations where you've represented clients as a DUI defense lawyer, have you had a lot of success in getting them dismissed?
We have, whether it be through negotiations or whether it be through trial. These are the types of cases where we have a high degree of success. I'm DUI defense attorney Michael Becker with the Las Vegas Defense Group. If you've been charged with a DUI in Las Vegas or anywhere throughout the state of Nevada, call us at 702-DEFENSE and let's see what we can do to get your charges reduced or dismissed.